DonellaHMeadows, The Limits to Growth, the 30-year update. Dive into the intriguing world of The Limits to Growth, the 30-year update, where authors DonellaHMeadows and co-authors reveal humanity's current state of overshoot. This highly informative book summary offers an in-depth examination of how our civilization's unyielding addiction to growth, with an emphasis on rapid population increase and pollution, stretches the limits of our ecosystems, threatening our future. Discover the paradox of progress, the exponential growth of economies, and the growing gap between rich and poor. The authors also explore potential solutions to rectify these issues, such as adopting sustainability and transforming societal norms.
Limits to growth. Humanity is in a state of overshoot caused by growth, acceleration, and rapid change that stress the system and push it beyond its limits. This phenomenon happens in daily life and in the wider world due to civilization's addiction to growth, leading to exploding population and massive pollution. While some warn of the need for action to create a sustainable civilization, knowing does not necessarily imply doing. The idea of limits to growth is politically unmentionable and economically unthinkable, leading to delayed response times that may worsen the situation. Whether humanity will change its ways or suffer a terrible crash remains to be seen. The limits of growth. The book talks about the growing concern of the world population and the economy's exponential growth, which cannot continue forever. Human population growth is exponential and resources are limited, causing a widening gap between the rich and poor. Even though the growth rate has slowed, it is necessary to increase the consumption levels of the world's poor while reducing humanity's ecological footprint. The authors argue that humanity must now manage material goods, direct the growth that still occurs, figure out the new socio-economic system that should be implemented, and determine how much suffering it can tolerate in order to reach sustainability. The limits of resources. The Earth's resources are not the problem, rather, their accessibility and mismanagement are. Renewable, non-renewable, and pollution/waste resources are being depleted at unsustainable rates. While renewable and non-renewable resources are the most finite, pollution continues to damage the planet, heat up our ecosystems and endanger species around the world. Society needs to change its approach towards physical development in search of a sustainable, qualitative society. To ensure a prosperous and equitable future, humanity needs to consider the use of growth as a useful tool rather than a perpetual mandate. If critical action is not taken today to address the pressures facing our depleting resources, the economy will be strained, ultimately leading to the collapse of capitalism. The inspiring story of the ozone layer. In 1974, scientists discovered that CFCs could harm the ozone layer. Despite initial denials from industry and governments, global efforts in 1987 led to the signing of the Protocol on Substances that Deplete the Ozone Layer. While enforcing the protocol has been challenging and continued monitoring is needed, it proves that humanity can come together and transition towards sustainability. The ozone layer's story demonstrates that change is possible, and even a small step towards it can make a considerable difference. Insufficient solutions. The belief that market forces and technology can solve environmental problems is flawed. While negative feedback loops and pricing changes can partially correct overshoot problems, they are not enough. Closing the information loop takes time, rich regions can displace negative effects, and governments may reward ecological damage. The uncertain fate of humanity. The fate of humanity amid environmental collapse is unpredictable, and creating models to predict it is a complex task. Depending on the assumptions made about economic growth, technological advancements, and societal changes, predictive models offer varied outcomes. In a dream scenario, the population may peak at 9 billion and the economy grow by 30 times, but if current policies continue, pollution and global poisoning will escalate, leading to an uncertain future. Limiting population growth and pollution can smoothen the transition and lead to a less painful future. Creating a sustainable society. The planet's natural systems are indicating that humans must change their ways. There are three choices: denial, technical or economic fixes, or work on the underlying causes. Structural change, revolution, not only in the political sense, but also in the profound sense of the agricultural or industrial revolutions, is required. A sustainable society has certain characteristics. It uses renewable and non-renewable resources at a proportional pace, emits pollution at a level that the environment can tolerate, is open to diversity, is prompt in response to environmental harm, has long-term planning objectives, and addresses matters such as poverty and unemployment. Lies can corrupt the information stream, causing the system to malfunction. Individuals can play a role in bringing about this new society through visioning, networking, and learning.
In conclusion, this book's summary of The Limits to Growth, the 30-year update, unveils the harsh reality of humanity's condition of overshoot, grappling with growing populations, pollution, and unsustainable practices. Find out that while resources might still be in abundance, our inefficient methods of accessing and utilizing them trigger our systems to falter. Learn about the urgency of embracing sustainable practices, economic fixes, and delving deep into the causes that drive us into overshoot. Recognize the need to transform societal values, norms, and expectations to achieve sustainability, equity, and change for a better future.